I know. Top five.
He's a monster.
Top five only include one.
I'm disagreeing with you because he's a great athlete.
Top five only includes one Cowboy. I know, it's crazy. Only includes one. But
Yeah. It's tough to say if that was, Washington just playing well or Tampa Bay just playing very poorly. Arians said after the game, the stupidity has to go away if we're going to go anywhere. We're a very dumb football team, and that's a reflection on the coaches, which is hilarious. And, obviously taking the blame as he should as the head coach. Tampa just could not get anything going. 2 picks early, and they basically scored like no points in the first half. I know they didn't have any touchdowns. They might have had a field goal.
It was 16-6 at halftime.
Okay, yeah, so they had a couple field goals. And
I would say that this is a game where Tampa was looking ahead on the schedule, but that can't be possible because we're playing the Giants.
Yeah.
Yeah, and they came off of a bye, which seems like it's been a thing this season. A lot of teams come off byes that played poorly, which is, not what you want to see. 2 weeks to look at one team.
Maybe lag. Maybe this is and this will be interesting for us to talk about in the next coming years, but is this more of a trend because of the change in schedule, because it's a longer schedule, because you have less preseason games, that the bye week, like people are taking that time as actual downtime and they're not coming back as fresh?
Possibly. I think we need a few years to really study that before.
I'm just saying, it's a funny thing to think about. Did the schedule change how the bye week affects teams coming out of it?
I don't know, but I will say, in the past, when the Cowboys have been the 1 seed in the playoffs, I don't like it. I don't want them to have that week off. I want them to play and then play again. I feel like their bones get rusty and then they lose. Yeah. I want them to play and then play the week after.
Yeah, dude, who are you talking to? You're talking to Dano over here who doesn't know what that's like. And you're talking to the last guy that the last time we ever did anything in the playoffs was the boat picture. Are you fucking kidding me?
Oh. Speaking of...
I don't want to talk about it. I don't want to talk about having a week off.
All right, we're going to talk for a second about one of the players in the boat picture. It ties to this game. In all of the Odell Beckham Jr. wanting to leave the Browns and saying he doesn't want to leave the Browns, yada, 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 Bruce Arians was quoted as saying OBJ. No, we don't need any OBJ. We've already got enough letters with AB. So, what a fucking quote. We don't need OBJ. We have enough letters with AB. Basically what he's saying is Antonio Brown's a problem, and we're keeping him in check. We're not going to add Odell Beckham to that problem.
I mean, first off, I got to say that is probably one of the most well-crafted lines that I've ever heard a head coach say. Because, one, you're acknowledging the fact that both of them are head cases. And in the same sense, I already have too much talent that I have to deal with. And we don't necessarily need to go out and do that. Like, that is a 2-prong, if not 3-prong attack on one sentence that actually makes you look comical.
Yeah, that's a great quote right there.
I have the actual quote up.
I did not see that, but that's great.
Too many letters. I don't need OBJ. It's too many letters. I've already got AB. I don't need OBJ, he said. And then they did sign Rashad Perriman.
Fantastic. That might be one of my favorite coaching quotes of all time.
Funny.
I love rants, but that response to a question, I mean, it almost makes me feel like he teed up the guy. He's like, "Hey man, ask me about OBJ."
Yep.
I've got a good line that I worked on all last night watching Kimmel. Come on.
Yeah. We're going to move on for time's sake because I don't think we can say anything better than what I just quoted with Bruce Arians.
Nope.
Another surprise, P.J. Walker and Cam Newton lead the Panthers to a 34-10 victory over the just a few weeks ago removed undefeated Arizona Cardinals. Colt McCoy not getting it done. Kyler Murray obviously proving that he should be the MVP of the league because they looked like shit without him. PJ Walker, 167 yards, 1 interception. Colt McCoy, 107 yards, 1 interception. Clearly a quarterback duel. Christian...
Return of Cam Newton.
Dude, Cam Newton, an efficient, 3 for 4 for 8 yards and 2 touches? Let me pull up that full box score. 3 of 4 for 8 yards with 2 touchdowns. Or 1 touchdown, I'm sorry. Then he had a rushing touchdown.
1 was on the ground,
Yep. So, I saw a headline saying Cam Newton is back. And it had a picture of him throwing the touchdown. And I looked at his stats. He had 8 yards. Like, what do you mean he's back? He threw a 2-yard touchdown. Stop.
They just put him in for those end zone drives, man.
Yeah.
I guess you just want to trust the vet and not the rook, and it worked.
Yeah.
You can't knock their idea.
No, it just blew my mind that they're like, oh man, Cam Newton's tearing them up, and I look, he's got 22 total yards and 2 touchdowns. Oh man, but yeah, Panthers 34, Cardinals 10, big surprise.
It is a big surprise. This, again, beating a dead horse. I don't know that the Cardinals really thought anything of Carolina going into this. This was kind of a strange week for football because some teams wanted revenge, some teams wanted to just think that they were going to skate by, and the exact opposite ended up happening.
Yeah, literally everything for the rest of the week, and we're just going to go quick because we got to finish this up. We're already a little over schedule. Vikings beat the Chargers 27-20. The Vikings, same team that lost to fucking Cooper Rush a few weeks ago, beat the Chargers.
Vikings have played all of their games close.
Yeah,
every single game they've lost in the last second. So they're gonna win some they shouldn't. They're gonna lose some that they should win.
But we do know Justin Jefferson is fucking incredible. Kirk Cousins, 294 yards, 2 touchdowns. Justin Herbert, 195, 1 touch, 1 pick. Dalvin Cook, 94 yards on the ground and a touch. Austin Eckler with 44 yards. Justin Jefferson, 9 for 143. Keenan Allen, 8 for 98. Anything more you want to say about them before we move on? Because like I said, this is the rest of the week is fucking crazy.
No, Eckler fucked me. Go ahead.
Yeah. All right, we're going to move on. Eagles dismantle the Broncos, 30-13. Broncos riding high off of that huge fucking win. And I'm going to say they shut out the Cowboys because that was 2 garbage time touchdowns that Dak threw. They shut the Cowboys offense out completely. And they come back.
It's not built to play from behind.
Nope. They lay the fucking goose egg against... Well, they didn't lay the goose egg. They scored. But they got just completely dismantled 30-13 by the Eagles. Just some quick stats. Jalen Hurts, 178, 2 touch, 1 pick. Teddy Bridgewater, 226. Jordan Howard, 83 yards on 12 carries. Williams, 8 carries, 48 yards. Devontae Smith, 4 catches, 66 yards, 2 touches. Albert O, leading receiver with 3 catches, 77 yards. Let's move on. This is also a surprise. The Packers beat the Seahawks. That part's not surprising. But the Seahawks don't score a point. Like, that just doesn't happen. Which leads me to believe Russell Wilson, not healed. Russ, 20 of 40 for 161, 2 picks. Aaron Rodgers, 292 for 1 pick. On the ground, Collins, 41 rush yards. A.J. Dillon, 21 carries, 66 yards. 2 touches. Leading receivers, Gerald Everett, 8 receptions, 63 yards. Devontae Adams, 7 for 78. No passing touchdowns in the game. That's crazy. Between Aaron Rodgers and Russell Wilson.
One thing I want to say in that game, or just in general, the Green Bay Packers are statistically one of the better defenses in the NFL right now.
Dude,
people are overlooking that. Given the fact that everything is about Aaron Rodgers, which it should be because it's always been about him, but their defense is fucking for real too.
Dude,
here's a lot of guys back that they didn't have to start the year whenever it was like, oh man, the Packers look like shit, and now they have those guys back and they don't look like shit.
Here's a little secret. They have the best corner in the NFL. Don't tell anybody. Jair Alexander is the best corner in the NFL. Jalen Ramsey can talk all the shit he wants. Jair Alexander is the best corner in the NFL.
All he does is deliver.
All he does. Call him fucking FedEx because he delivers.
There you go. Right here.
All right. And then we talk about those struggling Chiefs. Struggle against the Giants. Struggle against the Eagles. Struggle against everybody except the Raiders. They fucked the Raiders up 41-14. The NFL is rigged, first of all. If it's not, then Deshaun Jackson needs to fucking be kicked out of the NFL immediately because he fucking caught the ball, turned around, ran right into a Chiefs defender, and then flung the fucking football as he's being tackled. Like, if it's not rigged, he needs to get out of football.
I personally enjoyed it.
It's so bad. So bad. Mahomes, 406 yards, 5 touches. Derek Carr, 261, 2 touch, 1 pick.
Is Mahomes back?
We'll see. Darrell Williams, 11 carries, 43 yards. Derek Carr, leading rusher, 3 carries, 18 yards. And then Travis Kelce had 119 yards on 8 catches. And, the big shot, Bryan Edwards, 3 catches, 88 yards, and a touch. The Raiders looked really bad. The Chiefs looked really good. Not what I was hoping for with Dallas coming into this game is seeing the Chiefs being back. But we'll see what happens. The Chiefs' defense is really bad.
All right. It's not good, and that's gonna be their Achilles heel all year. And they got lucky on some plays. And again, I liked seeing Deshaun Jackson fumble, and I like seeing Nelson Aguilar drop passes. Like, that's always going to bring me joy.
So basically what you're saying is fuck the Eagles. All right.
Yes. And?
All right, and we're going to finish up. We got about 4 minutes before we're going to end this. Let's finish up with this last one door, This Week in Sports History, and get ourselves out, all right?
All right.
Jimmy G coming in hot, 182 yards, 2 touches. Matthew Stafford. Is he Matthew Stafford? Is he Jared Goff? We don't know. He looked like both. 243 yards, 1 touch, 2 picks. Darrell Henderson, 5 carries, 31 yards. Dude is averaging fucking 6 yards a carry. Run the fucking ball. Elijah Mitchell, 27 for 91. Cooper Kupp and Deebo Samuel. A battle of 2 of the best wide receivers this season. Cooper Kupp, 11 catches, 122 yards. Deebo Samuel, 5 for 97 and a touch. Rams are in a bad way right now and not looking good because I predicted them to win the Super Bowl. So they got to step it up. Matthew Stafford isn't looking so hot, but he needs to step his shit up because I predicted the Rams to beat the Bills in the Super Bowl, and they got to fucking do it because I said it. So, all right, let's move on to our This Week in Sports History. Like always, I found this on onthisday.com. We are going all the way back to November 16th, 1969. U.S. President Richard Nixon becomes the first president to attend a regular season NFL game while in office as the Dallas Cowboys beat the Washington Redskins 41-28.
Interesting. I'm going to throw in here a small little betting nugget. Josh Allen recently played Josh Allen in the Bills in Jacksonville game. Every single time that players of the same name on opposing sides have played each other, the defensive team has won.
Interesting. Also, likewise, I don't know if we mentioned this. Actually, I did, but you weren't on the show, Tony. The Cowboys are the first team in NFL history to have a quarterback to throw to a receiver where the quarterback's last name and the receiver's first name are the same. And then the opposite happened the next season where a quarterback and wide receiver, quarterback had the same first name as the wide receiver, had the last name. I just said that horribly, but I'm going to tell you who they were.